So let me go ahead and do this video. With that being said, I'm sorry if I'm mad late, because to make a long story short, I've been facing a lot of blockages and bullshit in the spirit world, dealing with this curse that I got on me, this bullshit coming from these evil ass motherfucking people. I'm trying to articulate and be my authentic self as much as possible, so please do bear with me. With that being said, last night I had a lot of my child consciousness, going back to childhood, stolen by Baron Samedi or his entity attachment. I'm not going to lie, there's a lot of spiritual manipulation going on with these wetbacks and them fucking white folks who put this shit on me, on the PCH. A lot of it goes back to the Southern California Psychic Institute. It's these two people here, Joel and Barbara Hips, and I'm not going to lie when I say, when I check them in the astral plane to see if they got my shit, I'll notice that they in fact do. Same with these other people here. Weird is going on. Now I'm going to go ahead and say it in a future video. I was talking about how these evil ass motherfuckers are trying to get me to say Baron Samedi's real name so that they can commandeer control of his ancestral money, my ancestral money, our spiritual powers, as well as our spiritual powers as a collective, as a black people. And I'm not going to let that happen. And the whole plan, from what I understand, was to give that shit to Santa Worthy. I'm not going to lie, these evil motherfuckers, they think they got full control over me, so they try to run agendas like, look at this motherfucker over here, look at this motherfucker over there, instead of pointing the finger at the motherfucker that's the cause of all of this shit, which are the fucking people, who put this shit on me. And so in the future video, pretty much, I believe in being very neutral and checking for what's going on. I have an issue when you fuck with me, so I'm not going to run any agendas for you. I want this shit off. I want the motherfuckers, whether it be wetbacks or the crackers out here who put this shit on me, to return my motherfucking shit. And with that being said, all the motherfuckers that's responsible for putting this shit on me, they got to give me my shit back. I got this, in the astral plane, I'm going to go ahead and say, I talked about it a long time ago, where I talked about how they institute themselves into your bloodline through an ancestor, and then fuck with you from there. So with that being said, these motherfuckers will integrate with your ancestors into your bloodline, throw one of them into a roach hell realm, turn them into a roach attachment, like they did one of my ancestors. I believe her name is Barbara. I don't know what the fuck's going on. And start fucking with you from there. And so these ignorant motherfuckers sincerely believing they're trying to gain full control of my consciousness. And just to be fair and tell the truth, from my experience, Baron Samedi has been acting as the gatekeeper. You know, I'm not going to even lie. A while back, his higher self even offered to switch out the entity attachment that was acting as the entity that was supposed to sacrifice me. And like I said, it's nothing like what these wetbacks done put on me. This is some extreme shit where the whole fucking floor underneath gets pulled up from under you. Because I'm going to say this, like I said before in other videos, and I'll say it again. In this one, and like I said in the future one, their oversoul consciousness don't like you. They don't like your black ass. They worship Quetzalcoatl, who was a shape-shifting reptilian, who was shape-shifting to a white man. That's why they worship white skin to this day. When they, as a matter of fact, when they saw the conquering Spaniards, they thought that was their God's return. And in the astral plane, they come from a very dark place. Evil spirits by the name of Benares. That's the place in which they come from. And I preach that in the future video I plan on posting. So with that being said, they're trying to set it up that a black woman, really a black goddess, you know, because I'm the incarnation of Hecate from what I understand, from what I found out in the spirit plane, am supposed to turn in a black man. And that's not going to happen. I'm not going to appease no, especially no fucking wetbacks, no beanbags. Go mow a fucking lawn. Go clean up some white person's fucking house or some black person's mansion. Get the fuck out of here. You're not going to rule over me. I even had one of them beanbags in the astral plane, say point blank, that I sold your blessings to Timothée Chalamet. And like I said before, one of my blessings was to marry a basketball player, which I really don't want to do. I want to be a self-made woman, very independent. I'm not materially driven more than I'm spiritually driven. If donations come in and all of that, great. But with that being said, these motherfuckers, these wetbacks, and the whites that they work with are trying to take away my legacy, my access to my godliness, my goddessness, as well as a lot of you black folk out there. You saw the pictures of the motherfuckers that's involved. I'm going to go ahead and show it to you like a lineup again. And I'm not going to let them get one over us. I'm not going to let them get one up over us. I keep a distance with them little evil, deceptive motherfuckers. You know, I don't deal with them motherfuckers. You know, I keep them at bay for a reason. Because a lot of them are very sneaky. They driven by evil spirits. You know, like I said in one of my articles on toplessnla.org, a lot of them are vessels, organic portal vessels, hold on, for evil entities because of their derivation, their origin. So I don't fuck with them people. I don't deal with them people. I don't rock with them people. You know, and the fact that they call me a slave in the astral plane, I'm not going to have that. Not with them fucking beanbag, wetback, paddywhack, headed back motherfuckers. You know, they want to take away my spiritual talent. You know, as a matter of fact, they had poor Baron Samedi, you know, at least from what I'm understanding, I think, the entity attachment take out my whole consciousness. And I'm going to tell you something as well. I felt it shallow early this morning. I had no fucking consciousness, and I had to fight. You know, they're always going after a spirit guide who's integral to helping me out and helping me maintain my consciousness by getting it back. You know, a lot of your spirit guides, your higher selves, your ancestors are in your consciousness. That's why it's part of this curse. They will ruin your consciousness using roach attachments that look like they're higher to higher selves to fuck with you and fuck you up. And for me, it always takes place at about between the hours of 12, you know, during the early morning hours, like at midnight and so forth. You know, whenever I try to go to sleep and I'm most vulnerable, and they know I don't have much in the way of spiritual protection. So with that being said, you know, I was getting attacked on all motherfucking sides. I had a tulpa, still do, you know, like I was talking about, a wetback, by the name of Dan Arcienega that, I'm just going to say it like this, he saw I was black in the physical. He started to want to kill my ass. He was sent by Mikey Hernandez to take me out. And I'll show you his picture. When he thought I was white, because I present as white in the astral plane, he was a lot nicer. He was sexually harassing me, which is the wetback component, not component, but idea of being nice and being kind. Like I say, pedophilia and sexual abuse and rape runs in their bloodline. And I may do an article about that in the future. I'm probably going to do like a standalone article about them spiritually, what they are spiritually in the spirit plane in the future. You know, they didn't like my articulation. They didn't like the fact that I was intelligent. So them wetbacks tried to shut me down. That's why I wear this. And I wear this for spiritual protection. That ice shirt has a lot of spiritual meaning behind it. Ice, cold, ice queen. Stay the fuck away from me. Same thing with MAGA. MAGA, when it comes down to them, has a very profound spiritual definition. And I'm going to go ahead and say it right now. There's a reason why, of all the people in the world, if you use 6,000 hertz frequency on the wetback, it only works on them. No other group of people. And that's a frequency that's designed to repel evil entities. And it's an all-purpose frequency. And them beanbags who put this shit on me set it up to where, you know, they were using Baron Samedi like they always do. They use our people against us. They use our own people against us, the wetback. They're always talking about whites, but whites ain't the problem. Trust me when I say that. Spiritually, it's them. With that being said, because I've seen what they are in the spirit world, you can't tell me any different. With that being said, 6,000 hertz frequency only works on them. And they were telling Baron Samedi to obstruct, to disable my ability to use 6,000 hertz frequency against them, as well as a couple of others. They've been trying to disable and steal my access to my own frequency like they own me. Like I'm some type of slave. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and draw these cards. But before I start drawing these cards, I'm going to go ahead and use my third eye to see what awaits us today. They've been trying to get that man to fuck with me, so I fuck with him. But I'm not going to do that. I ain't going to drop that man's real fucking name and spite my own people. I don't do that, especially for beanbags. There's something wrong with them. They're the darkness, and I have a problem with them. You could call me a racist, but I'm a fucking racial realist. I call myself a realist. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and see. Today's date is June the 12th, 2024. I'm going to go ahead and divine my third eye to see exactly what's going to happen for the collective. Oh, this is something fucking with me right now. I'm going to see what's going to happen for the collective for today. For June the 12th, 2024.
I'm taking coffee. I got the last little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We gotta get in the shade, man.
I know. I'm going to go in a minute.
Okay, let me go ahead and see. Okay, I see you with a bunch of your ancestors, a small collective of people trying to push you out of danger. That's the first thing in which I see through my third eye. I kind of miss it because before them wetbacks and evil ass sadistic motherfuckers on the PCH start stealing different astral body parts of mine, I used to see clearly through my third eye like a movie theater. So I'm going to go ahead and say I see a bunch of blockages. I see a bunch of encumbrances. I feel like there's going to be some type of spiritual manipulation. Not just spiritual manipulation, but manipulation entirely abounds. So be very, very careful. You know, one thing about them beanbags is they're trying to commandeer, like I said on my blog earlier, controlling my consciousness. I'm not going to let that happen. And they're trying to manipulate and use that man, Baron Samedi, and use him as the front man to do it. I'm not going to let them do that. So with that being said, I see you going through hell to try to get your shit back. Pure hell. And I see what appears to be kind of like a drawbridge with a lot of people falling through. So be very careful. There's going to be traps getting set up, things that's designed to throw you off and to fuck with your, fuck you up, fuck with your head and so forth and so on. That was the most evil fucking shit that I dealt with early this morning, to have the entire fucking consciousness removed and not be able to fucking think. I felt like I was operating at the level of a fucking ant or something, an insect, and that was scary. That was very, very scary to do that to somebody, just to steal their spiritual powers and abilities. Fuckers want to steal somebody's leg and say, I'll be damned. I'm getting the feeling that you're climbing over danger, but you're going over something that's very, very dangerous, like a moat. Something that can pull you under, so be very, very careful. Watch out for traps. I'm here to fuck with really, really bad. I see. I'm just gonna go ahead. I see coming and arriving to a safe space, a safe place, in a bold, kind of like, I would think ancestral, something of protection. I'm gonna be honest with you. I see you damn near falling, but being protected from it. Then I see, feeling wobbly right about now, I'm feeling woozy. I see you coming to a place where it's like you've done arrived. You're where you're supposed to be. You've done, I don't want to say elevated, but you're in a much better place, a much better scenario. You're safe, I would say safe. Safe, it's kind of like, a safe areas, a safe spot. Like they say, with the LGBT community stuff, can consider myself transracial in a way, safe space. I see. I'm just going to say, I see a lot of good coming for you. You're going to go through a lot of obstacles and a lot of tumultuousness to get to where you need to be. A lot of mixed messages. I want to say discordance, but deception as well. So watch it. But you're going to get to where you need to be despite all of the adversity you've been facing. So we're going to go ahead and throw these cards. I remember seeing a red-haired, kind of reminds me of an ancestor of mine, woman, Creole lady, but she was a white woman who I saw. Very, very sweet. Very, very. I wonder if she also got hit by them evil ass motherfuckers who attacked me. I believe strongly that they're connected to the Southern California Psychic Institute. And I noticed too they have a cult-like name, Church of the Rose. You can go ahead and look at the whatchamacallit I did here, the article. Posted down below, here for the video. But with that being said, she was being terrorized, psychically attacked by somebody. I see somebody she got into an argument with. I saw 3 witches through my third eye, but I'm hearing she got attacked by a coven, supposedly. Something weird happened. And she was one of my favorites, too. She was very authentic, very down to earth. And I remember hearing tales right at the start of this curse, the commencement of it. I'm going to say something right now. Take vitamin E and iron tablets to strengthen your consciousness when you're dealing with something like this. Also get stones and crystals for your spiritual protection. Rainbow crystal quartz. This fell off me one day when I was doing a recent video. It's very protective and is very good at maintaining the etheric, astral body, and so forth and so on. And so does vitamin E. You know, they're very, very effective and efficient. So they were telling me how they had a beautiful woman who also got woke by these people. And next thing you know, she fell under the floor in the hell realm like me. And she lost everything. She was very talented spiritually as well. She lost everything. And she had an entity, an evil entity in her nose that would tell her, I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Next thing you know, they would do it. So let me go ahead and get to these cards. You know, I'm a warrior. I'm strong. One of my things is a spiritual warrior. And I don't let anybody stop me. You know, despite adversity, I'm going to get it together and deliver the message to you. So let's see. In the present position, we got the Ten of Wands. I feel like I'm feeling like it's in reverse. That there's hindrances and obstacles that's going to come your way, that's going to throw you off, but you're going to get back, you know, and do what you need to do soon. You're going to get back on track is the word I'm looking for. Now, in the challenge position, we got the Hermit. And I feel like your vision, your intuition is being obstructed by a lot of people. Could be a lot of spirits. Could be a lot of spirits. I'm being fucked with really, really fucking bad right now. My shit's being fucked with bad. So, with that being said, we got somebody who's in deep contemplation. And I feel like you got a lot of energy that's around you. And you got a lot of shit going on that's trying to throw you off. And I feel take you off your path and confuse you. It's a lot of shit. You know, you got to listen to your inner self, your intuition as best as you can, because like I know all too well from experience, you're going to fuck with your head. So anyways, with that being said, we got the Knight of Cups. And we have someone. I'm trying to think of the Knight of Cups. I'm feeling like it's a young man that's going to come through. And he's, I feel like I'm being sucked right now, so I'm going to have to sit down. My energy, and it just got really, really dark. Very, very dark. My vision just got dark. I felt drained just now. That's just fucking bizarre. I wonder if it's saying the word there or some shit like that. Okay, light is coming back to me. I stood up for a moment and I felt dizzy, very, very dizzy, like I did on the film set for that Ray Charles film I did years ago when I was 19 as an expert. I'll never forget, man. If it wasn't for Satan, I never... What the... felt something hit my leg just now. You know, I'm just going to say it like this. If it wasn't for Satan, I never would have been able to do it. And it's funny, that shit hit the Six of Pentacles just now. I never would have been able to do it. I never would have been able to do Rock of Love with Bret Michaels, any of those shows, if it wasn't for him. You know, that's my boy. I ride with him. He's good people. Spiritually, he's good people. I'm a big fan of Satan. I'm a big fan of Lucifer. I'm a big fan of the whole Ars Goetia. So with that being said, we got the Knight of Cups. And I feel like there's a young man that's going to be passing on a very positive message very, very soon that's going to bring you joy, you know, good luck, joyous news, something that's positive and uplifting for a fucking change. So with that being said, right here we got the Tower. And with that being said, and hold on a second, and this is going to be your future position. Now, anyways, with that being said, we got the Queen of Cups. And that's for what's going on in your subconscious mind and your psyche. With the Queen of Cups, I'm sensing an energy of it's a woman. It's somebody that's going to be bringing you good message. It could be a spirit guide, an ancestor, higher self. I'm feeling, you know, these motherfuckers want to fuck with me because my shit is still accurate despite being fucked with spiritually by these evil motherfuckers, consciousness side and all of that. You know, there's different ways to rebuild yourself. 3517 hertz is very good for rebuilding yourself. 3571 hertz. There's a bunch of others to heal yourself. 175 hertz. 100,735 hertz is another good one. You can always go back into the past, copy, and so forth and so on. That's another good way. You know, using mirrors could help in the astral plane. I'm trying to think of what can rebuild you. You know, I knew a lot about different techniques before. Hey, how you doing, brother? I love your dreads, man. I love your dreadlocks. Let me try to think. .131 hertz is very good for rebuilding your consciousness, getting your consciousness back. There's another one, 121, 125. You know, it's very good for rebuilding yourself. It's kind of like you go through a tunnel within your consciousness. Your spirit guides, I've actually had them lead me before when they try to astrally rebuild you. That's another good frequency. And there's a bunch of others. I don't want to jump off and forget. 165 is also a very good one. And 2211 hertz, which are very good for teleporting. 1715 hertz is another good one. 2211 hertz all the way up to 2215 hertz, or 2217 is actually higher than that. But I got to remember, I got to look at the list I made. They're very good for rebuilding yourself spiritually if your etheric body is torn down. But like I say, rainbow quartz is it.
Can I say something so you can post it on the internet?
Yeah, sure, miss.
Okay, my 11-year-old granddaughter is being prostituted in her own house. And I told the police right there, and they didn't do nothing.
I feel like that message is a spiritual message for me, and something told me to sit here and listen to it. I'm going to say this. One of the curses, which wasn't nowhere near as bad as what I'm facing now, that Baron Stamedy placed on me, was to prostitute. And I've been told that I've been having curses placed on me to not only be stuck in the astral realm, which I know for a fact I'm in now. You know, I see people driving, sleeping in their cars and so forth. I'm not in the physical form. And these motherfuckers, including Santa Muerte, I was, you know, and I still am stuck in her realm, as well as, you know, Botanica people. I'll go ahead and show you a picture of their store and all of that. The Botanica people who are working with that Micah Hernandez, one of the highest selves of one of the ladies I got a reading from, you know, that's the picture right there, I believe. She, let me go ahead and say, for the record, that, you know, she put that taupe on me and sacrificed me to Santa Muerte's realm. And I heard her higher self say, at least the soul consciousness say, we cursed you and I thought I killed you, and she took all my blessings and she went after me. It was a wetback motherfucker. That's why I wear this and wear this, who don't like black folks. Feelings mutual. So with that being said, they put a curse on me. And you know, with that being said, I was gonna say the plan was to have me in my higher self or higher self act as prostitutes while stuck in the afterlife, you know, the astral plane, which is where I'm at right now. And I see these motherfuckers are trying to artificially kill me off. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. My due date isn't up until 86 years old. And it's funny too, because 86 is like the cop code for murder. You know, and a lot of rap artists talk about that. So anyways, with that being said, in the, hold on a second. I had to remember how to read the card. So anyways, right here at the top, you got the tower as your goal. And I'm feeling that you're expecting something to not go through. But your goal is to break ice and make a way through. I feel like there's a lot of fucking spiritual manipulation going on and I don't like it. I got to get everything set, you know, my consciousness, all that. So anyways, right here, for the advice card, we got the devil. And I feel like devil, in this case, represents freedom and just breaking through. But you do it on your own terms. You don't wait for permission. You don't wait for anybody to show you the way and carry your hand. You do it yourself. So right here, for the environment that's all around you, we got the Two of Pentacles. And I feel like that represents a lot more people around you who care about you and who are trying to push you to succeed and help you break free of something. You know, get to where you need to be. With that being said, at the top right here, we got the Empress. And this is your fears and hopes card. And I feel like you stand in your own power. But you got somebody in the way that wants to take and steal your shit. And block you from being able to end something. From being able to remove a blockage that's hindering you greatly. So anyways, with that being said, right here, we got the Two of Cups. There's going to be a meeting of the minds between two people who've had a disagreement. Roll through it, roll through the process, see what's up, see what's going on, and try to heal from it. With that being said, if you want a more personalized tarot read, I'm not going to lie, I need to do a lot more spiritual work, so send some positive energy, you know, a lot of shit my way, because please contact me at ravenbytarot22 at yahoo.com. Peace. Love y'all.